time. Beautifulest time of the year. I wonder what movie I'm going to review next. Who's walking this late at night?
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 review!
No! Wait! Please don't! Here's my review for Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 in collaboration with Jacob Martin. Welcome to 3D Holiday Movie Cinema, the only show that's 3 dimensions away from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 being remade with just the garbage day scene. I'm your host, 3D Jake, and today, with special collaboration from Jacob Martin, we're reviewing, finally, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Originally, we actually shot this review last year. Well, Jacob did. My review I just shot today. But last year, we actually shot this review. And so we did it because we did the first one, and then we did the second one. But, of course, Jacob, I just got busy, and so I was like, you know what, we'll just postpone it until next year. And so we did. It's been sitting on my computer for a year. And then I deleted it. Then Jacob Martin, I said, do you still have that? And he goes, yeah, I got the file. And I sent it to him. And so this is just now our review for this movie. And the movie itself is a bad movie that's good. And like 60% of this movie was reshot. Was just a rehash of the first movie. And so, yeah, and so me and Jacob Martin, we both did not like the first one. And then we watched the second one. And I was like, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie is a fun, guilty pleasure movie. And I want to let you hear his thoughts first, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts originally. So take it away, Jacob.
What's going on, Jacob and all his viewers? It's cool you got me back on your channel once again to talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Now, if you saw our last collab video, I was not a fan of the first Silent Night, Deadly Night. I wasn't a fan of the mean-spirited nature of the story. I thought the film was done in poor taste. Even though it had an intriguing premise, I just wasn't a fan of it personally at the end of the day. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. This is an interesting sequel because the first half of the movie does elements in it that I absolutely hate on a story level, because the movie revolves around the brother of Billy, the serial killer in the first movie, and he is talking to a psychiatrist throughout the entire movie. And in the first half of the movie, all the first half is a recap of the first movie. He just tells exactly what happens in the first movie, and we get to see the entire first movie done in the first 45 minutes, which I thought was an incredibly lazy way of exposition. I think come to find out, the director was low on money when making the sequel, and so to get around the low budget, he decided to recap the first movie for half the story, which is an incredibly lazy and frustrating thing to do, especially in this modern age of streaming where you can watch these movies back to back. Watching the same movie again a second time, especially one you did not like the first time, it just comes off as repetitive, boring, and frustrating. So that, I thought I was going to hate Part 2 then and there, just because I did not like them retelling the first movie again, a movie that I'm still not a fan of. I was not sure what I would think about this sequel, a sequel that is often regarded as one of the worst sequels ever made. But then something weird happens. As soon as the movie finishes recapping the first movie, and we get the continuing story where we see Ricky, the brother, follow in his brother's footsteps, the movie, dare I say it, becomes a bizarrely entertaining ride. I was not expecting to literally enjoy aspects of Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. I came in thinking it would be just as bad, if not worse, than the first one. And the first half of the movie, I'd say, is awful, because the first half just recaps the first movie, and there's no development at all. Once we get that out of the way and we get to see what Little Ricky's been doing after the events of the first movie, the movie strangely becomes entertaining. Like, this one I feel like embraces the fact that it's this over-the-top, low-budget slasher. The first film, I felt like took itself too seriously. And because it took itself seriously, it made the film not that entertaining to watch, even though some of the kills in it are laughably stupid. This one, I think, goes for it. I feel like, I don't know if that was the director's original intent, but it felt like this movie was more entertaining. It felt almost like an unintentional comedy in places because of how cheaply made this was. The actor who plays Ricky, I think his name is Eric Freeman, if I'm not mistaken, he goes all out in the performances. Like, he plays around with his eyebrows. His eyebrows move along with him in the performance, which is insane. It's incredible how you can do that as an actor. And he does it like over 100 times in this movie, which is quite insane. He plays a very over-the-top character. And the kills in this movie, oh my gosh, the kills in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 are absolutely insane. There's just so much craziness that happens in this movie. Like, he kills a random character because he witnesses him trying to assault a woman. And so he goes in the guy's Jeep and just repeatedly runs the guy over back and forth. Which kind of a similar scenario in the first movie. But the first movie I thought was done in poor taste because Billy kills the guy that was trying to assault the woman, but then he just kills the woman for no reason, which I just thought was too mean and cruel. Here Ricky just leaves the woman be, and Rick tries to be, he's more of a vigilante type in this movie compared to Billy in the first movie. So I think there's a little bit more unintentional, cheesy entertainment camp vibes in this sequel that made the film more fun to watch. Definitely more so in a so bad it's good way. But we gotta talk about the most memeable aspect of Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, where Ricky just goes all out on a killing spree. He shocks a guy's brain out with a jumper cable. He just randomly shoots people off the street. He shoots another guy while taking out the garbage and goes, "Garbage day!" Then he shoots at a car. The car just flips over and somehow explodes. And then while he's shooting, he has like one of the most crazy laughs I've ever heard in a movie. Wow, I can't believe I'm actually kind of enjoying Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. There's another scene in the movie where he goes after a mugger and he stabs him with an umbrella, and just the way that looks visually is so bad it's hilarious. Like, this movie definitely still has the cringy acting. It has the scenes I didn't enjoy in the first movie. Like, there are some bizarrely done sex sequences in both movies that feel drawn out and unnecessary. And it definitely has that low budget cheapness to it that kind of takes away the scariness of the premise of both movies. But of the two movies, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 was more fun to watch. Now, the first half of the movie you can easily skip because it's just a lazily done recap of the first movie. But once you get to the 45-minute mark halfway into the movie, and it's its own continuing story, the movie becomes an amazing, unintentional B-movie comedy. And a movie like this is hard to grade. I have seen plenty of movies that are technically awful, but they're so ridiculous and entertaining to watch that you kind of love them at the end of the day, as bad as the movie gets. Like, I have several movies like that. Cats, Dolomite, Rhinestone, with Sylvester Stallone singing country music. this joins the list of a movie that I don't think I can actually grade because it's one of those movies that's so bad you have to see it to believe it. I'm still in the camp who really didn't like the first movie. 2, on the other hand, is one that's so bad it's hilarious. Like, I actually enjoy this as an unintentional comedy. And that's what makes this film such a unique, interesting movie to talk about and a true experience. So, thank you, Jacob, for suggesting both Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. I was unsure about this sequel because I hated the first one, but I see why you wanted me to tackle part 2. Part 2 is insanely entertaining in all the wrong ways. So, thank you, Jacob, for having me on your channel once again. Hope we can do more collabs in the future. I won't hog up too much of your time. Continue on with your thoughts on Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Thank you, Jacob Martin, for collabing with me. Thanks, man. I appreciate it really much. Can't wait to collab with you again, okay? And so we're gonna do Shrek. Me, him, and Ryan Cam are gonna do Shrek. We're gonna do a watch along of Shrek on the their DreamWorks channel soon, come in the coming weeks. So look out for that. So basically, all right, back to the Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. So basically, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. You know, they went and they shot the movie, okay? They only shot like an hour worth of footage, and it's so bad because the first one is kind of a slasher, so it's okay. But this one's just like a bad, it's hilarious though. Like, you're watching it, you're like, this is so bad, but it's funny. Like, you can literally just watch this one, not even watch the first one, because it just shows, it recaps the whole first movie. Then the second one, then it goes on its own direction where it's like hilarity. Like, obviously, the most funniest scene is this scene right here, the garbage day scene. In its entirety, here it is. That's crazy. That is crazy, right? Like, that scene is so crazy. It's my favorite every time. People like, what are you... Like, people like... Sometimes people message me and thought I was being offensive on Christmas Day because I put garbage day. No, it's from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. That's what's so funny, though. That scene is so funny. You know, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just saying that's how funny that scene is. And there's also several scenes in the movie where he's like, naughty, punish. And like, there's a scene that makes me kind of laugh when he falls in love with this girl and then he kills her boyfriend. And then she goes, you monster, you monster. And then he's like, punish. And she goes, uh-oh. And then so he strangles her. I'm just like, like when she goes, uh-oh. Like, that's so cartoonish. Like, there are parts in this movie, like, he shoots a car and it blows up. He shoots it. I'm like, what does he have in that gun? A bazooka? Because he just, and then he laughs at the gun where he thinks it's the most hilarious thing he fucking sees. It's just like, you're just like, what the hell is this movie? Like, it is entertaining as fuck to watch because it's so insane. You know, you're just like watching this movie. You're just like, what is this movie? Like, it's the most insane movie you could watch because it's a Christmas movie, slasher movie, but at the same time, it's a really fucking funny comedy. Like, you're sitting there watching it, it's going like, this is the funniest movie, especially like when he starts killing people. At first, you're like, okay, this is like a vigilanteism, and then like you're rooting for him. When he starts killing people, it becomes even more funnier and funnier to where it's just like it's almost like it's almost a parody of Silent Night 1. In ways, and I'm just like watching this and going, this is terrible, but it's funny at the same time. It's kind of like The Room if there was a serial killer in The Room. Like, that to me is what I imagine, and this is a much better shot movie, and I really like that this guy just literally says like, punish, kill. It's almost like he's a henchman, or he's the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and just goes around killing people and does this with his eyebrows. He's like he really has perfected the eyebrow game. Like, and it's so ridiculous. And I'm not going to go in full detail about this movie because I really want you to watch it. It's on Tubi for free. And there's other YouTubers that have done great reviews on this movie, like Chris Stuckman and such forth, and Dead Meats even covered this movie. So, but I'm saying you have to watch this movie for yourself. Like, this is a fantastic movie to watch. There's a lot of humor in this movie. Like, I'm not going to say this is a good movie at all, because it's a terrible fucking movie. I mean, it's like a good, bad movie. You know, it's a It's a movie so bad that you can laugh at it and enjoy. But, you know, I would not say it's bad as Thanksgiving, but I would say it's an enjoyable movie. It's like, you know, like, you could watch it and laugh. Like, if you're going, like, Black Christmas is a decent movie. This is not a decent movie in any way, shape, or form. This is just a fun time. Like, if you just want to get some buddies around and get a drinks, and you can sit down and have a drinking game and laugh at this, and, you know, and just watch the Garbage Day scene over and over and over again, where it's like, Garbage Day! You know, and me and Jacob Martin did that parody of that at the beginning, because I love that scene so freaking much. I will sometimes when I just want to laugh at how bad that scene is. And I don't watch that video. I've seen that garbage. Before I even watched the movie officially, I watched the Garbage Day scene at least 100 times, because it's so hilarious. Garbage Day? No! It's so stupid, but it's so funny. And so, yeah, I really like that movie. I like this movie a lot. I mean, I am sad I own this movie on Blu-rays. Because it's so great. I don't own the first one, but I own the second one on Blu-ray because it's so funny. I mean, if I need a good laugh, I will watch this movie. I watched it on Tubi because I was lazy and I didn't want to hook up my Blu-ray player. So I was like, yeah, I'll just watch it on Tubi with ads. But, I mean, I love this movie. It's a fantastic movie. If you haven't watched it, I mean, I can't really say there's anything like good about this movie. Other like there's a lot of humor. If you really want to laugh with the humor, it's really worth it. If you want to laugh at the humor's really good. There's some continuity with the first film where the nun, they bring her back, but it's a different actress because the original one didn't want to do it because she found the other one was shit. So, like, she's like, I'm not going to return for this shitty sequel. And so they just recast her, making her have like a giant boil on her head or something, and just like, you know, they're trying to make it like a sequel, like, oh, his brother. And they even do kill scenes in the movie where he's like recapping the first movie to a therapist, and like it's literally like scenes that he was not even involved in, you know. And I'm just like, that's so ridiculous. But yeah, like in the second one, it's freaking amazing, you know. Like, there is no, like, really, I can't really say there's anything bad about this movie because the whole movie's bad, but, like, the humor is really what makes it good, you know. I mean, I can't really give this movie a grade because it's an F movie, but, like, it's a fantastic movie to watch. It's a good, bad movie. So, you know, this movie is it so bad that it's good, or is it so good, is it good but bad? I would say it's not so bad that it's good, but it's good and it's bad. So I would say it's good, bad.
Garbage Day!